duties and responsibilities. Cargo with hazardous materials contains chemicals that can hurt or even kill you. Generally, all of these chemicals, also referred to as hazmat, that you would come into contact with, will be in sealed containers. Hazmat cargo have placards or labels like these to communicate that you are handling hazardous materials. Leaking or spilling hazardous materials can be extremely dangerous, even deadly. Your immediate response to a leaking container, solids, liquids, or gases, should be to get away from the leak, notify the nearest supervisor, and follow his or her instructions. Never, under any conditions, should you investigate the spill or attempt to clean it up. The notified supervisor will alert the appropriate first responders. These people are professionals and will handle the problem. You will get a more detailed training experience on hazardous materials at a later time, but for now, all you need to remember is to get away immediately. If you are working and come into contact with a leaking container that doesn't have a placard or label, you should still notify your supervisor immediately and follow the given instructions. If you encounter a situation like this one, you should also get away immediately and report the fire. Let the professionals who are trained firefighters take care of this dangerous situation. In addition to being able to identify and safely respond to hazards, there are also some safe work practices that you should use to prevent injuries and incidents. Let's go check them out. I live by a few guidelines that help maintain a safe work environment here at the waterfront. These guidelines work, and they've been passed down from generation to generation at my terminal. First, never take chances with your own or your coworkers' safety. Commit to yourself and to your team to always work safely so everyone can arrive home alive. We have fun here at the waterside, but we always maintain a safe work environment. Horseplay is not tolerated. Too much is at risk. So, for the safety of your team, leave the horseplay at home. Adhere to instructions from your leaders and supervisors, and take the time to get the proper tools and equipment for the job you are doing. If there is something about your job assignment or work environment you do not know or understand, ask questions. Open fires and smoking are forbidden on the terminal, dock, or vessel by U.S. government regulation. Make an effort to ensure open fires and smoking do not occur in these areas. If you see an open fire or someone smoking, tell someone. The most common injuries on the waterfront are slips, trips, and falls. They account for more fatalities than all other causes in the workplace except motor vehicles. Common risks for slips, trips, and falls are wet conditions, oil spills, and leaks. Leaks and spills from the equipment used in the longshore industry happen pretty often. Alert your supervisor immediately so the hazard can be eliminated properly immediately. Pay attention to floor loading limits and adhere to the load rating requirements. Floor load limits are posted on plates around the loading area if you are ever unsure. Be sure to keep the aisles and walkways clear of debris and trash. Keep working surfaces clean, dry, and uncluttered. Ensuring aisles and walkways are clean and clear of debris and trash are a good housekeeping practice to maintain a safe work environment. Good housekeeping is important when working in the longshore industry to maintain a safe work environment. My motto is, treat your job site like your home and keep it clean. Good housekeeping is a good policy. Your job is never complete until you've cleaned up the area. As my supervisor used to say, a place for everything and everything in its place. Picking up discarded dunnage, twist locks, tools, and gear and placing them in the proper place is the best way to reduce or eliminate the risk of injury. All active work areas should be clear of equipment and materials not in use. The area should also be cleared of all debris before starting work. With all the different types of jobs and functions, there are a lot of different tools and equipment used here to carry out our operations. Some of the most common types you'll use are nylon slings, wire rope slings, twist locks, slings, shackles, hooks, and hand tools. We are responsible for providing you with the tools and equipment necessary to safely and effectively do your job assignments, but you are responsible for using them properly and safely. Using your tools properly and safely means to first select the right tool or equipment for the job. Once you have selected the appropriate item, inspect it before use. When you are slinging cargo on the dock to be loaded into a vessel's holds, always remember to check and make certain the sling is applied properly. Slings applied incorrectly can cause the load to come loose from the sling and fall. The load could fall back onto the dock or into the hold and seriously injure you or someone else. If you find any defects with your equipment, do not use it. Report all defects that you find and put your tools and equipment back in their proper place when you've finished using them. So, I told a few of my buddies who've been working hard all day we would clean up their work area for them so they could take a break. On your screen is something a little bit new, a crosshair cursor. Now, let's help these guys and clean up the work area. Objects in walkways and those causing slippery surfaces can cause slip, trip, or fall hazards. Use your crosshair cursor to click the objects that are out of place and causing a slip, trip, or fall hazards. There are 3 hazards. Correct, that drum is leaking, causing a slip, trip, and fall hazard. Your supervisor has been notified and will make sure it is cleaned up and disposed of correctly. Correct, that dunnage is sticking out, causing a slip, trip, and fall hazard. Correct, that rope is on a walkway and is a slip, trip, and fall hazard. Those guys are going to be so happy we took care of that for them. They've been working hard all day and deserve a break. So, speaking of rest, I'd like to teach you a thing or two about coming here ready to work. Let's go see what my buddy Tom is up to.